Planning a trip to Vietnam? I know, you're already daydreaming about those shimmering rice paddies and bustling night markets. But before you pack your bags, let's talk about the often overlooked aspect of travel, the visa. Yes, that little stamp in your passport that can make or break your trip. Mistake number 1. Choosing the wrong visa type. Let's start with one of the biggest and most avoidable mistakes, choosing the wrong visa. You might think it's as simple as applying and packing your bags, but Vietnam offers multiple visa types, and picking the wrong one can ruin your trip before it even begins. For example, some travelers apply for a tourist visa when they actually need a business visa. Big mistake. If immigration suspects you're working on a tourist visa, they can deny entry on the spot. And if you're planning to stay long-term, don't assume you can just extend your tourist visa indefinitely. Some visas can't be renewed, meaning you might have to leave Vietnam and reapply. In 2023, Vietnam tightened its visa policies, making it harder to convert a tourist visa into a work visa. Many expats assumed they could figure it out later, and ended up scrambling to leave the country. Spoiler alert, they couldn't. So, how do you avoid visa troubles? Know your options. Vietnam offers several types of visas, so choosing the right one is key. 1. E-visas. The most convenient option, valid for 90 days, single or multiple entry. 2. Visa on arrival, also called landing visa. Requires a pre-approved letter before departure, and you'll get the actual visa stamped upon arrival. But here's the catch, it only applies to air travel. If you're arriving by land or sea, this isn't an option. 3. Traditional visas, or embassy visas, available through Vietnamese embassies or consulates worldwide. Furthermore, these visas vary based on your purpose of travel, including tourist visa for vacations and sightseeing, business visa for work-related visits, student visa for studying in Vietnam, other special visas, depending on your needs. Before applying, double-check your visa requirements, and if you're unsure, don't guess. Visit the official Vietnam immigration website, consult your nearest Vietnamese embassy, or seek advice from a trusted travel agency. A little research now can save you a lot of stress later. Mistake number 2, not checking for visa policy updates. Here's a little secret about visa rules, they're not always set in stone. Just when you think you've got it all figured out, bam! The Vietnamese government decides to change things up. Especially after major events like, say, a global pandemic, visa policies can shift like sand dunes in the desert. What worked last year might not fly this year. For example, in 2023, Vietnam introduced 90-day e-visas for all countries and territories, but before that, only 30-day e-visas were available. That's why it's crucial to check for the latest visa requirements on the official Vietnamese immigration website or with your local embassy. Don't rely on outdated blog posts or, heaven forbid, advice from your Uncle Bob who visited Vietnam a decade ago. Think of it like checking the weather forecast before packing your suitcase. You wouldn't want to land in Hanoi during monsoon season with nothing but shorts and sandals, would you? The same goes for your visa. A little bit of research goes a long way in ensuring a smooth and enjoyable trip. Mistake number 3, applying for your visa too late. Picture this. You've booked your flights, found the perfect homestay overlooking Ha Long Bay, and you're practically tasting that delicious bowl of pho. But then you realize you haven't even applied for your visa yet. Panic sets in. You scramble to fill out the application, hoping against hope that it'll get approved in time. But alas, visa processing takes time, sometimes weeks. And waiting until the last minute can really put a damper on your travel plans. Remember, those folks at the Vietnamese embassy aren't just sitting around waiting for your application to land on their desks. They're dealing with a mountain of paperwork, and rushing the process just isn't an option. So, do yourself a favor and apply for your visa at least a month before your departure date. Think of it like booking a table at a popular restaurant. The earlier you reserve, the better your chances of getting a spot. Don't let a last-minute visa scramble turn your dream trip into a logistical nightmare. Mistake number 4, making errors on your visa application. Okay, let's talk about those visa application forms. They might seem straightforward, but trust me, these forms have a knack for tripping up even the most seasoned traveler. One tiny mistake, a misplaced digit in your passport number, an incorrect date of birth, or a missing signature, and boom, your application could end up in the rejection pile faster than you can say, Xin Chao. It's like ordering a delicious banh mi sandwich but forgetting to mention you're allergic to cilantro. One small oversight can ruin the whole experience. So, channel your inner detective and triple check every single detail on your application. Read through it carefully, make sure your passport photo meets the requirements, and if you're unsure about anything, don't hesitate to ask for clarification. Remember, accuracy is key when it comes to visa applications. Mistake number 5, ignoring passport requirements. Your passport, that little booklet that holds the key to your travel dreams, is more important than you might think. Here's a rule that often catches travelers off guard. Your passport needs to be valid for at least 6 months beyond your intended stay in Vietnam. That's right, 6 whole months. Imagine this, you arrive at the airport, excited to soak up the Vietnamese sunshine, only to be told your passport expires in 5 months. Denied, heartbreak, a one-way ticket back home. And don't even get me started on blank pages. Vietnamese immigration officers love those empty pages. They need space for that beautiful visa stamp. Make sure you have at least 2 blank pages facing each other. So before you even think about booking those flights, dust off your passport, check the expiration date, and if you're running low on blank pages, it's time to renew. Mistake number 6, falling for online visa scams. The internet, a vast and wonderful tool, can also be a breeding ground for shady characters looking to make a quick buck off unsuspecting travelers. And yes, the world of Vietnamese visas is not immune to these online scams. You might stumble upon websites offering guaranteed visas, express processing, or special deals. Alarm bells should be ringing. These are often too good to be true, designed to lure you in and steal your hard-earned money. Some scam websites will charge you double or triple the actual visa fee, or worse, never process your application at all. Remember, the only official source for Vietnamese visa information is the Vietnamese government's immigration website, your local embassy, or very trusted travel agencies. If a website looks suspicious, if the deals seem too good to be true, or if they ask for payment through unconventional methods, steer clear. Think of it like buying a bowl of pho from a street vendor. You'd probably avoid the one with flies buzzing around, right? The same goes for online visa services. Stick to reputable sources. Mistake number 7. Entering Vietnam with the wrong entry point. Vietnam's e-visa system is great, but there's a catch. When you apply, you must choose your entry point in advance. And once that's locked in, you can't change it. Picture this. You selected Hanoi as your entry point but then found a cheap flight to Ho Chi Minh City. You land ready to explore only to be stopped at immigration because your visa is only valid for Hanoi. Oops, that means no last-minute route changes unless you want to go through the hassle of applying for a new visa. So, before booking flights or making travel plans, check your visa details carefully. Make sure the airport or border crossing you pick on your application matches your actual itinerary. If your plans are flexible, consider applying for your visa after finalizing your flights. A little planning can save you from a frustrating and costly airport headache. Mistake number 8, overstaying your visa. So, you've fallen in love with Vietnam, completely understandable. Between the breathtaking landscapes, mouth-watering food, and friendly locals, who wouldn't want to stay longer? But here's the thing. Overstaying your visa is a serious mistake that can lead to fines, trouble at the airport, or even bans on future visits. Vietnamese immigration doesn't take this lightly. If you overstay by just a day or two, you'll likely face a fine at the airport, but if you stay too long, you could be dealing with bigger penalties, detainment, or a red flag on your travel record. Think of it like parking in a no-parking zone. Sure, you might get away with it for a while, but eventually, the ticket, or worse, the tow truck, catches up with you. The good news, you can extend your visa before it expires by visiting an immigration office or working with a reputable visa agency. If you know you'll want to stay longer, plan ahead and sort out the extension early. Trust me, the last thing you want is to ruin your trip with unnecessary stress and extra expenses. Stick to the rules and you'll be free to enjoy every moment without worry. Mistake number 9. Misunderstanding visa validity and duration. Let's get one thing straight. Visa validity and allowed duration of stay are not always the same thing. Your visa might say it's valid for 3 months, but that doesn't mean you can stay for 3 months straight. Some visas allow multiple entries within that time, but each stay might be limited to 30 or 60 days per visit. And here's another curveball. If you enter Vietnam just before your visa expires, you don't automatically get to stay for the full permitted duration. Some visas require you to leave the country by the expiration date, no matter when you entered. Confused yet? You're not alone. This little detail has caused many travelers to overstay their visa, leading to hefty fines, hassles at immigration, or even a travel ban. So before booking your flights, double-check both the validity and allowed duration of stay for your visa type. Read the fine print, or better yet, confirm with the Vietnamese immigration authorities. A little bit of planning now can save you from a whole lot of trouble later. Safe travels. Mistake number 10, assuming you don't need a visa. Now you might be thinking, hold on a minute, I heard that some nationalities don't need a visa to enter Vietnam. And you know what? You're right, Vietnam does offer visa exemptions for citizens of certain countries. But here's the catch. These exemptions come with their own set of rules and regulations. The length of stay permitted without a visa varies depending on your nationality. Some might get 15 days, others 30, and a select few might enjoy a 90-day stay. And even if you're eligible for a visa exemption, you still need to meet certain requirements like having a valid passport with at least 6 months of validity remaining, and sometimes even proof of onward travel. Plus, visa exemption policies change from time to time. Just because your friend entered visa-free last year doesn't mean the rules haven't changed since then. So, before you assume you can waltz into Vietnam without a visa, double-check the latest exemption rules for your nationality. Don't rely on hearsay or outdated information. When it comes to visas, it's always best to err on the side of caution. A quick check now can save you from a major headache at immigration later. There you have it. You're now armed with the knowledge to navigate the sometimes tricky world of Vietnamese visas. Avoid these common mistakes, and you'll breeze through immigration, eager to dive into the wonders that await you. From the ancient temples of Hue to the bustling streets of Hanoi, from the breathtaking beauty of Ha Long Bay to the delicious aromas of street food stalls, Vietnam is waiting. Just make sure you get your visa right first.